More than 100,000 people have crossed the English Channel in small boats in the past 5 years. The milestone was reached after at least 9 boats were towed in by RNLI lifeboats this morning, with an estimated 400 people on board. Less than 300 migrants arrived on small boats in 2018, but more than 45,000 made the journey last year. And it comes as senior Conservatives say they'll campaign to leave the European Convention on Human Rights in the next general election if their plan to move migrants to Rwanda is blocked. Meanwhile, tents bought by the Home Office can be put up on an RAF site in Essex to house asylum seekers. The tents can hold up to 2,000 migrants and are similar to the marquees used last year at Manston Airfield after a surge of Channel crossings. So, is the government really stopping the boats? Well, it's not, is it? That's it, that conversation then.
Patently not moving
even slowing them down. I mean, basically, there's more boats coming than ever because now, since the Court of Appeal decision came down, which said that sending people to Rwanda was illegal, you know, the old TikTok ads have been going nuts. You know, you can actually now see how easy it is to get to Britain. The traffickers are putting more and more adverts up on TikTok to say, you know, just come because they can't stop you. And even if they try to send you back, the law says that you can't be sent back. So it's even more ridiculous now. And, of course, every single day there's a new kind of, you know, focus. You know, so today somebody went, 100,000 people have come. I'm sure it's a lot more than that. Those are only the people we sort of know about, because there's still a lot of boats that arrive which are not towed in, which just land across. I mean, Ian knows the area as well as I do, the southeast corner of England. It's very flat. You can land a boat almost anywhere. And you don't even see Border Force. You don't see anyone.
No, and then you just scamper into the house.
And people have reported it, that you used to see these boats landing, people jumping out and running into town. You know, so, I mean, it could be double that. Who knows? But, I mean, the fact is, it's now a big number. And all those people who for years said, well, you know, it's not that big of a number, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it doesn't look like it, does it? Yes.
Because it's now it is a genuine crisis. The government doesn't know what to do. They can't stop it. The lawyers are all over it. And you heard my earlier mention of lawyers. Nobody knows what to do. It's a shambles, absolute shambles.
This is what I keep saying. I've said this all week, is that nothing that the government are doing is a deterrent.
No,
at all.
Nothing.
Nothing is working.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, and it's just completely after the fact. And we do have to accept, like JJ said, you know, we talk about all these people making these crossings as if they're all criminals, as if they're all economic migrants, and they're not. They are not. There are some genuine asylum seekers in there. But the point is that we need to stop the traffickers from making this a viable option in the first place. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that there's safer routes, to make sure that applications can be processed in, you know, British outposts out with the UK
the thing is,
to take the business away from traffickers. There's some, but it's not enough. And the Home Office is not fast enough.
Yeah, but the reason why a lot of people come this way is because either they've tried to come legally and been turned down, or they've been here and they've been deported before, or they realise that if they did apply officially, they wouldn't get through. And because this is such an easy thing for people to do, I mean, I know we see a lot of people dying in the Mediterranean, but there's not that many crossings across the English Channel that result in tragedy. So they take the risk and they say, well, actually, there's a pretty good chance we'll get there. Most of them will get here, and most of them will assimilate into the country.
But the reality is that... and there's no way around this, that the government don't want to solve this problem. I can't think of any other logical or rational interpretation, bearing in mind to get somewhere near the coast of Calais, fly up some drones, put some boats, halfway mark, wherever you want to put it. That is not impossible. It's completely doable. Anyone that knows the maritime area and that... I mean, bearing in mind, these are not... It's not like a little rubber dinghy you buy at the Dungeness gift shop, you know, for your kid to sit in. These are big old boats. They're expensive. And nobody, apparently, ever sees anyone carrying one, transporting one. It's not even done at night. This is done in the daytime. No one sees it anyway.
But don't they? It's because they keep on moving, don't they? So they're now doing it from rivers. So they set off on rivers, so that by the time they get to the sea, they're essentially they're underway. No, I know, but I'm saying so.
So you've got groups of so this whole process from getting the dinghy, whatever term you call it, getting it to the beach in whatever capacity, 40, 50, 60 young men who will jump on that boat. That's just one, by the way, and nobody sees any of this anywhere. Yeah. I mean, you can't make it up. It's completely ridiculous to suggest that our government know what or have a desire to solve it, because that cannot be beyond the wit of mankind.
The British public are pretty split on people saying, we send the strap straight away, and people are saying, we've got to help them out. I think if we had processing centres in Syria and France, and we were saying everyone can apply in these centres. If anyone doesn't apply in those centres and they come across illegally, you're getting sent back. I think that would be more humane. People would accept that more. But currently what we're saying is some people can apply, some of you can't. And if you can't apply, tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I don't know what else you can do either,
well,
though,
it's
because there will
impossible
always
with
be
the
criminality. There will always be people who will make money, unfortunately, out of people's misery.
And the thing is,
I don't know how you stop that.
well, also, it's this thing, you know, we were talking yesterday about the fact that there was this TikTok message where suddenly everybody descended on Oxford Street for allegedly a robbing spree. The thing is, and you mentioned about TikTok, you mentioned, well, but you were talking about TikTok and those sort of things. I've seen those posts and it makes it look like it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You arrive, you get a house, you get all these great things, and of course, and so, I mean, you're fighting a losing battle against them because presumably everyone you take down, another one pops up and says, because, as you were saying, Ian, it's a feeding frenzy.
Well,
it's a feeding
one
frenzy
of
on
the things
these
that we know
people.
is that once they crack down on the Albanian human traffickers coming in, it's shifted to India. They've started bringing a lot of people from India in, and there is a safe route to come from India.
Yeah.
But an awful lot of people don't qualify, so they're going, well, we're going to come anyway. I can't come as a worker. I don't qualify to be a carer. I don't get a student visa, but I'm just going to come anyway. And so they've now sort of pivoted, and they're now bringing people from India.
That's insane. If you come from a country, that has a safe route, then you should be deported instantly.
No, I think that's right. But unfortunately, there's nobody, again, here, like the police, willing to get a grip of it. They just sort of sit there and go, we don't know what to do.
We should do it.
Yeah, well, we could do it a lot better, I think.
And at a time when, again, yesterday we were talking about the massive swollen civil service departments, where you go, well, surely some of those, they're no longer doing COVID and pandemic stuff. Just move them.
You might think there'd be some
they don't do much
spare
else.
hands on deck, as it were.
It's ridiculous.